And we are live. Yes. Let me see. I'm going to wait for YouTube to send out some alerts. I know it's kind of last minute. Okay. All right. So as YouTube is sending out some alerts, I just want to say I hope everybody is having a wonderful Monday. It's Money Making Monday. I'm feeling really good. If y'all didn't see the live from earlier, I was having a migraine or something. I really was. And I think I just need to see a chiropractor because I have or get a massage. I don't know why I be paying for this membership and I don't be going because I be busy. But hey, Couture it's your girl Brett going live with the Breed Talk. And baby, we have to talk. It has turned into this pandemonium. DariusCrooks, a social media influencer, someone who people gravitated to, got social media famous, and he decided to make a business out of it. It's being called out. Hashtag DariusCrooks is trending. And I decided to name this DariusCrooks or DariusCrooks influencer to Doxer. It's a lot going on. Now, before we get into that, let's like, comment, and subscribe. Tap the notification bell so you can get all the updates and alerts. And remember, opinions are not facts. First things first, everything we say over here is allegedly and for entertainment purposes solely. So sit back, relax, sip you some apple juice, and don't get your panties in a bunch. I don't really know him outside of seeing the occasional food reels he would do. And then all of a sudden, stuff started to come out. I think it was Jovi Beauty did a review. Well, she gave her commentary on how he was treating Miss Carolina Pound Cake. If I'm saying her name wrong, I do apologize. But the woman who had the pound cake company, who he was allegedly stealing from, and then it turned into something way bigger. Now, investigators from Fox News, which I do have that clip, shout out to them, down in Atlanta, found out and got wind of it, and they started to do their research. And I was like, because I heard he has really good recipes. People like to follow them. So when I tried to go look and see what he was doing, all of his social media accounts are locked. They're locked. You can't even look in them at all. And I'm like, whoa. It's really unfortunate because it's starting to seem like anytime you want to support Black businesses, you have people like this who are a stain to the community. Because from what I read, from what I researched, this man was doxing individuals who were asking simple questions like, where's my product? He was harassing his employees. He was treating them foul. I did read he closed like all of his restaurants in Atlanta and Chicago without any notice, and told the people they could take whatever because he didn't have the money to pay them. Then said if they take it, he would take it out of their taxes. Then I saw what his personal assistant had said through her TikTok. Shout out to the Bays for sending that, especially Mama Bay. She sent me that. I just thought it was just really sad. I did, because I was just like, wow, you have this man who went from being a bigot, I know a BB, I don't know what y'all call a plushie, like man, and he lost all this weight and he coined it through cooking, and then you just have all these people coming out. I forget her name. Her name is like something lawyer. She broke stuff down. I am just in disbelief, because it's like, it's one thing for you to have a dispute with a former, partner. It's another when the media gets involved. And so I'm just like, blowing up the spot. So y'all, so this news coverage came out 4 days ago. Y'all know me, I gotta do all my research before I even attempt to even cover something, because I really don't know who he is. But the fact that he was linking himself to the Kitchenista and the Carolina Pound Cakes and all these other men and women who've been duped by him, it's so unfortunate. Hey, Chad. Let me read some of your comments before I start. Good afternoon, sis. How are you doing today? I'm doing much better, baby. Like, I'm telling you, I thought I had a migraine from hell. Yes, Free, let's talk about Darius. I found his channel a few months ago. Now all this, yeah, like his YouTube channel has almost 400,000 subscribers. He definitely took advantage during the pandemic to monopolize all platforms, but it's just like, at what cost? Hey, Jada. It's jaw-dropping. It really is. It really is. Yes, so I'm about to play it right now. Make sure y'all turn up your stuff. It should be working. I don't know why it's acting like this. I was about to say, what? Y'all know it takes a second. We're dealing with our soon enough base, soon enough, but let me do it one more time. It's frozen. It was just working. That's crazy. I was listening to Jovi Beauty, and now it's acting like it don't want to work. It's working. It's working. Yes, I test drive this before.
Good food is supposed to nourish the soul as well as the body, but the Fox 5 I-Team says an Atlanta social media influencer who touts his cooking skills have left behind a mess of complaints.
That's right. Fox 5 I-Team reporter Randy Travis spent time investigating a man who goes by the name DariusCrooks. You've been hearing a lot about this guy, Randy.
That's right, Courtney. Yeah, his real name, though, is Darius Williams. His restaurants in Atlanta are now closed. His credit repair business now shut down. But it's how he treats his online critics through a practice called Doxing that may have you questioning his recipe for success. It's 4 hours before dinner at this rented house in Collier Hills. And the Fox 5 I-Team is a surprise addition to the menu for a host who clearly does not want to be on TV.
It was the fact they said rented house. They are so messy. See what happens when you don't treat people with the utmost respect.
What are you trying to tell me? Have the cameraman leave? Okay, go stand down there. So why are you putting the names of your critics and their personal information online?
You don't see that?
Yeah, I've seen the actual clips.
Let me talk to him. Let me call my lawyer.
Yes, please call someone. Help us understand why you're doing this on your social media pages to people who complain about it.
We got our kids on there as well, kids information. I put it on my Instagram.
And it's been a living nightmare.
Is this man from New Orleans? Can someone in the chat let me know, is this man from New Orleans? Oh my God. I'm going to be so...
A self-taught cook, Darius Williams has built an impressive online presence, not just through his website, DariusCrooks TV, where he sells cookbooks and cookware mixed in with his cooking videos, but also on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, where he claims 1.5 million followers. He also sells seats for 7-course meals called Dining with Darius, like the one we visited, held in various cities across the country. Williams often goes live multiple times a day to talk about food, and sometimes brag about background checks followers send him about his critics.
I can tell you who got the speeding ticket. I can tell you who moved from what state to what state.
Just 3 years ago, Georgia authorities shut down Williams' illegal credit repair business, including a $145,000 settlement. And in early 2020, before COVID, Williams suddenly closed his Atlanta restaurants.
Did you hear what they said? Before COVID. So he was having issues before the pandemic. Wow.
Focusing instead on his online TV career, while also developing a side dish called Doxing. Sadly, the ingredients for Doxing are easy to find. Take a heaping cup of private or identifying information about someone, sprinkle some malicious intent, throw it on the internet, and watch how hot it burns. Remember those products Williams sells on his website? The Better Business Bureau gives his company an F rating because customers complain they never got what they ordered.
I started to notice a pattern of people coming on his live and asking about refunds.
It also bothered Danielle Holland that Williams would publicly blast some of those unhappy customers, posting their contact information, like this woman, making fun of her, then sharing her brother's phone number when he tried to privately intervene. In our story, we are blurring what Darius did not. So he doesn't like criticism.
He doesn't like criticism. He doesn't like to be questioned.
The Detroit mom started anonymously retweeting some of the complaints she saw. Then one day, she looked at Darius's Twitter page.
I'm scrolling, and the next thing I know, I see a picture of me. I see a picture of my children and my husband. It was almost kind of like literally like an out-of-body experience.
They filed a police report and shut down their social media accounts. But their children's photos are still on Darius's page.
Randy, I'll be honest, I didn't even know what the term dox meant.
The Hollands quickly found others who say they're victims too, like Melanie's Ford of Atlanta. She says after she raised questions about Darius's tactics, his followers bombarded her too.
I was reached out to, called all sorts of names. It was absolutely horrible.
So
These women and men aren't lying because the personal assistant was dragged by his cult-like fans, and I say cult-like very strongly because that's what they was acting like they was under some type of spell or something, just cussing that lady out. Like the comments were so nasty.
more drama equals more likes.
He does this for likes, clicks, and engagement.
The food fight has even reached other TV chefs. Sonny Anderson and Andrea Davis, known as the Kitchenista, have issued public condemnations of Williams and his doxing.
This thing about doxing and cyberbullying is real, and it's hurtful, and it's hurting people.
So what did the usually chatty Darius Williams finally have to say to us?
You can just go on record and say I'm declining the comment. That's it. Have a great day.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
These people are upset because you've been putting their personal information online, Darius. Come on, I thought you liked being on television. Apparently not our channel. Well, Sonny Anderson is a Food Network personality who gave Williams his first break by featuring him on her show several years ago. I talked to Sonny by phone. She says she feels horrible about what's happened, and she has disavowed any connection to him at all.
Well, it's disturbing enough to see these people's personal information being spread all over the internet, but the question is doxing illegal?
No, it's not against the law, which makes you wonder if the Hollands will get any satisfaction from that police report they filed in Detroit earlier this year. But let's face it, it may not be against the law, but it's creepy, right?
Yeah.
I mean, to post someone's personal information online, knowing that you have a lot of followers who are going to perhaps do something about it, it's wrong, and it shouldn't be going on.
Yeah, it's potentially dangerous.
And those kids as well. We saw those kids' pictures on his website.
But that's what prompted the Hollands to call the cops. They were just horrified about that. But again, as I said, doxing, at least on its surface, is not against the law.
Yeah, pretty surprising.
Yeah.
Randy, thanks.
Child, so y'all heard it. I just want to say this. Doxing is not illegal because so many people use it to their advantage. We saw what Cardi B did with Black Tea Blog, but you can sue. So the Hollands, if you want to make your day in court, sue Darius because that's wrong. Like, that's wrong on so many levels. It was so many people who did videos. It was the public, it was the personal assistant. Why did I say public assistant? child. Her name is like Spunky Brewster on TikTok. And she went through her experience about how this man, she asked to be his personal assistant. And when she didn't like the way he was practicing, and this was back in 2016, she stepped away from him and he ran up $10,000 in damages in an Airbnb where he was hosting these cooking tours. I saw the picture while he posted on his Instagram where I'm like, y'all paying $300 for this type of meal. Child, it didn't look plated or anything, but I think some of y'all just be so gung-ho on meeting socialites and influencers to the point where y'all just do anything. It's just crazy to me. Crazy. And that man was putting people's personal information out there. I've seen the videos. I saw from the Kitchenista, from the It's Something Veil. It's this African guy. He's been doing like this expose on them. I was watching them. I was like, wow. At first, I just thought it was just some like, it's, he said, she said, stuff like that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Because the one that really stuck out to me was the Caroline one about the pound cakes. And they was talking about cooking in the mold and gross. Just gross. Just gross. Hold on. Let's see. His former assistant talking, Al Reynolds claims he was scammed by DariusCrooks. Everybody had something to say. The Carolina pound cake one is the one that just really got me because she was saying it was nasty conditions and whoo. And I'm just sitting over here clutching my pearls because I'm like, never do you want your business to go down. And he was just shipping stuff piss poorly. Let me see where I can find it, where we can play a little bit about what she said.
Honestly, I'm serious. Like, the shit that people have been going through. Now, I understand it was mice. Like, if you have stuff on pallets, people, you gotta understand. If you in the food industry, your food is supposed to be 6 inches off the floor.
That's a fact.
A pallet is not 6 inches. You need to have shelves where your flour and your sugar, especially like sugar, it's sweet, so stuff is gonna start coming. And then you got the ceiling, parts of the ceiling missing over the food. It was a disaster. 2,500 pounds of sugar, 2,500 pounds of flour coming in. Natalie, who was bringing in that shit off the truck before that door got put down there?
You were also coming in like when he couldn't come in, when we left. And there was a pallet sitting outside.
Yeah.
That's just a small snippet. Y'all, it was wild. And when I say wild, I don't know if any of you have seen Bar Rescue or the restaurant industry on the Food Network channel. I watch all of that. There's certain things you have to do, right? At certain temperatures, you got to keep the food at. You do have to have certain space and stuff like that, ventilation. This man was breaking the rules, so no wonder he was shutting down his restaurants. He wasn't up to standard. So when y'all go stand in them lines for OLG gang, and you want to catch salmonella and from the bloody chicken and everything else under the sun, so be it. So be it. That's probably why I really didn't really know who DariusCrooks was, because I look at people's food, but I always wonder in the back of my mind, is their kitchen clean? I I always do that, and I do not care if I eat at McDonald's. I know what it is when I'm eating at McDonald's. If I'm paying my top dollar, I need top dollar service. Y'all are supposed to have ratings, right? That's why you look at it and it's displayed, right? Some of y'all just be ignoring the C's, the D's, and the F's and going right up in there to catch mold spores. That's why he was the problem with Corona. Let me tell it. Yeah, that is crazy. The news clip had him. Yup, he was doxing. I hate doxing, immature, spiteful behavior. Yes, like I was on a panel this weekend, and shout out to the bays who came over there with Uncle Sugar and I and was holding it down. We was talking about that. It's one thing to give your commentary, whether we agree or disagree. It's another when you're attacking people on a personal level, infringing on their life, calling their jobs, posting their children, and all this. It's weird. It's weird, and I feel you should take every legal action allowed by man against people who do that. It's just disgusting. It's disgusting behavior, and it shows these men don't want to be men because he was attacking men and women like that. And I'm just like, instead of you just taking the critiques and moving on with yourself, you was coming at these people all nasty and having your crew come at them nasty and your followers and subscribers. And I'm like, they wouldn't want it done to them, but they're laughing and cheering it on. I would never champion something like that. Like, it's weird. And I saw enough. I seen enough to know I would never eat where he cooks at. And if he tried it, I would sue. And I advise everybody who went through it to sue as well. Take full legal action. Hey, Queen. Finally, he's getting his. I went to his website. The stuff is not cheap. And he prepping to go on tour, hosting expensive meals. 2 cities are already sold out. Exactly. There was people who had legit concerns. If I buy a book from Barnes & Noble, the book comes to me in a matter of days or a week. People didn't get their cookbooks until like 2 months later. That is a problem. This is why a lot of people don't support Black businesses. I'm just telling y'all, I would want to support something like that. And if you have an honest concern, he's going to dox you. You're sullying your own name. No wonder they're saying what they want to say. But you know, there's so many Black people who are going to be like, well, I support everybody Black, so maybe, okay, then you're going to be crying about this little weird plated food you got going on, because I seen it. Yes, like the stream. These people have lost their minds behind YouTube. YouTube, social media, period. Social media, period. Social media, period. Why is you running a credit business? No wonder you couldn't focus on your restaurants. Like, just so y'all know, credit repair is illegal if you're not a real estate agent. I think they're the only ones. Repairing credit, real estate agents, if I'm not mistaken. A cook and credit repair business, child. There was so much shade from the newsmen. You know they had to be shaded. They down there in Atlanta. The shade of the newsman. He sounds like he from he from Chicago. He has a New Orleans accent. He don't sound like no Chicagoan. His food looks good on the reels. From what Carolina Pound Cake, from what the personal assistant, from what all the other men and women were saying. I saw the review. Somebody showed a pound cake and it had mold on it. I'm like, how are you shipping out pound cakes and it got mold? Y'all know them butt cakes? They look so good. And I'm like, you're sullying this woman's name. He wasn't paying her. Like, that's slavery, y'all. Miss Mahogany, I love the shade too. Yes, I watched the news story twice. Basically, he was stealing their money. Exactly, Miss Cardio Queen. Shout out to the international and the domestic bays. He has a plethora of products on his websites. They're all on sale now, but still not cheap. Exactly. Ordering pots and pans and pressure cookers and stuff like that. Y'all better off ordering y'all cookware from Prima Donna and J Nice. He had no products. He just stealing customers' money. Yup. Shady business practices. He does, Miss Cardio. I wouldn't might recommend anyone buying them, but he does. I thought he only sold pots, but he sells much more. He was pretending to sell because he don't have it on. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing like Prima Donna and J Nice and the rest of the social media cooks was doing. That's why I be like, I buy my stuff from the store. I buy my stuff from the store. Or the cooking network. Do y'all understand? If he was using his credit repair business or cookware business to get people info, there is a case for it to be illegal. Well, it's illegal, period, in Georgia. They can't do it at all. So I see. What are customers complaining about? They didn't get their stuff. Miss Cardio Queen, you was right. They was going on the website to buy stuff, right? And the stuff was barely showing up. Like they was getting it 3 months later. They was getting half the stuff. Like, child. Tips and donations are absolutely appreciated. Super chat, cash apps, yes. We accept all forms of payment over here. We must be in the algorithm and liked by YouTube because I have been getting all the video alerts since the other day. Yay! Shout out to YouTube. Shout out to the YouTube daddy. He has a new pot he pre-sold, but it didn't arrive by the promised due date. Then he said people who wanted a refund would not be able to get the promo price again. I'm just like, that's like me selling y'all some Couture merch and I just pocket the money and go about my day. Like, no. That's why even when I didn't sell y'all the Couture mask, I just shipped that directly to y'all. Like, immediately. As soon as I got them, I sent them out. Because I know how I am. It takes me forever to send stuff. That's why Mama Baby doing it for me. Not sure if people got money back or their pots. A lot of people on this website was saying they didn't get nothing. They didn't get nothing, honey. Yes, make sure y'all follow me on the free apps. You know, I'm a little bit different on the free apps because, you know, it's personal. But I do be sharing all the videos that y'all can't see, pictures, etc. So y'all can get it, you know, how you get it. Get it how you live. LOL, not at let me tell it. Y'all are good doing shows together. Thank you. Thank you, Queen. Yes, honey, I caught the video with Uncle Suge, and y'all, thanks to you posting it on your timeline, that ish was wild. I was like, what goes on here? Listen, because he be having panel talks. I do hop on the panels if they make sense. I just be over there trying to make sure they don't be overrunning, you know, Suge, because Suge be taking smoke breaks. He be taking smoke breaks, and we not mad at it. Hey, Meezy, I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much. Black business is one thing. Black people scamming and calling it business is another. But I get what you're saying, Brie. Yeah, like, I just feel like no matter what, they're going to tie it into black business because this man says he's a black business owner and support black businesses. And it's just like, I would be very weary of trying anybody's anything. Like, I know I wanted to get the J Nice, the knife set because I thought it looked pretty and it matched my kitchen decorum. But I was like, no, because she's on Instagram and she's an influencer. And as quiet as it's kept, I know how these influencers can be. You will not get nothing. And it's no shade to her. It's just the people of the past. And I'm a judgy girl. Okay, right now I haven't even did a video on somebody who owes me money right now. actively today, but baby, it's coming. You look beautiful and sexy with your braids. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. His recipes, I mean, I didn't know about the restaurants till the news story. Exactly, Queen. So, I would take the recipes or whatever, but I wouldn't buy nothing from him. He has a piss poor track record. Everybody else came with receipts. And y'all know we are in the age of where the receipt at. And they had it. They had it. They had text messages, emails. I mean, in 4K. In 4K. Yes, like, share, subscribe, join the base for maximum membership benefits. Listen, there's a lot that be going on in the membership. Some of y'all don't be watching those videos, but it's okay. Because I got another video coming for y'all. Who did your braids? This woman out here in DC. Shout out to all the DC stylists. Shout out to Lonnie Love. I think Lonnie Love is from the DMV area. Or she from Baltimore, because I know they don't like to include themselves in the DMV, but y'all know. Yup, right? And they still aren't cheap. Exactly. They must know it's Couture Bay's time. Ooh. I fly above all the haters, but I fly above. Y'all gonna be like, not you singing Candy Burst's song, and you said she's horrible for TV, but she got catchy little one-liners. I fly above. Yes, I rock that Couture Bay mask. Okay, hashtag merch, and we love it. Yes, this is how y'all can support us. We don't work for free, so make sure you thumbs up the video. It puts us in the algorithm and lets us know what you like. But baby, it's coming, okay? Like. I need to fix my membership and got a new card. Yes, girl, fix the membership. I put in a face washing tutorial. That's back when I just was able to talk with the vocals. Hey, Angela. Yes, the Candy Burris song. Y'all know how I feel about it. I feel like it's right on time. I fly above all the haters. I don't know. Hold on. Let me tune into this one part because there is a lawyer and I really liked what she was saying. Just so y'all know, y'all can see it's called Randomness Avail. All these people, just exposing. It says, StarJo's ex-husband Al Reynolds exposes another one of DariusCrooks scams. A Forever Problem by Jay Johnson. The full DariusCrooks story. I mean, it was so much going on. Natalie Lawyer Chick. I really like her. She was really going in. Let me see. Let me click on the Kitchenista. Because I want y'all to hear some of the stuff she was saying. And I was just like, this is messy. But I was tuned in because when Joey Beauty did it, I was like, I thought the girls was just mad because he was some of the employers. But no, he was doing more than that. He was dipping it low, picking up slow, stealing. And baby, I don't know who works over there at BT. I need to write a story right now.
He is pro se, which means that no attorney has entered in his cases, so it is documented and verifiable that he has no attorney representing him in any of his active cases. Back in February of 2022, I sat down with Angela Davis, aka the Kitchenista, to discuss how she got involved in the DariusCrooks situation. I credit her as being the person that was the driving force behind the hashtag DariusCrooks tag on Instagram, the viral trend of exposing his alleged scams and doxing. Although I do believe that Melanice, aka Agatha Dorn, is the one who has the DariusCrooks, I think, website, and she provided a lot of information to the Kitchenista, which the Kitchenista used, but it was the Kitchenista's voice, which really amplified the movement and brought it to my attention.
So let's go to some of that.
Exploratory, just figuring things out as I went, and it turned into a full-time deal.
So that leads me to believe that you and Darius exist or at least existed originally in a similar space.
But yes, our journeys are parallel. It's actually a little disturbing how much we had in common, and it's like a mirror image of two people that made really different decisions.
Yeah.
Along the way.
That parallel may have given you more insight to sound the alarm, maybe before other people were able to, right? Especially within the food space. So the first thing that I talked about in this series with Palma, and the first thing that I talked about with Belle, was Palma had more insight on the professional end, Belle on the end of someone who would consume the product, was kitchen cleanliness and practices with giving food to people that are not your family members, like selling food, serving food at restaurants, delivering food through the mail, things of that nature. I actually consulted with a chef before I started so I could know what to ask Palma about, like what are clean kitchen practices, what is serve safe, what do these things mean? What, if any, issues have you noticed or observed? And hold on, let me just back this up. The reason this is important to you, the viewer, is because many people want to know, why should I care about this, right? Like, why should I care? Well,
and we're going to get into that because I need y'all to understand when y'all out here, oh my God, it looks so good, feed me to all these, chefs.
Everyone eats out at some point in time. Everyone buys something through the mail at some point in time, orders something. You need to know what is safe for you to consume, what is a valid product, what is a good use of your money and the safety of your body. And I feel like that's really important here and something that's often overlooked in this discussion. But I think it's like one of the first things that concerns me, or that is an obvious issue that something is wrong, and it helps to have the professionals explain what, if anything, is wrong with his way of food presentation. And do you understand what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you mean. It's just crazy because there are so many different aspects of this, saga, and I completely forgot about the moldy cakes. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when you order from a company, any company, but especially a business online,
and they showed the picture. Make sure y'all go tune in to Natalie Lawyer Chick, the Kitchenista, randomness avail. They exposed all of that. They had pictures. It was disgusting. 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 At the end of the day, do I want to see somebody lose their business? But child, we gotta start holding people accountable. Holding them accountable, whether in the community or not. Let me read these final comments and then we out of here. Yes, Candy and her songs. Candy's songs are better written for other people. Yep. I'm so mad I was late today. I will have to catch the playback. It's okay, Angela. We know y'all are working bays. Okay? Yes, make sure y'all subscribe and join. Shout out to all the mods. Shout out to all the bays. I thank y'all for being here on this good Monday as we discuss, Atlanta's own Darius Cook down there just scamming the girls. He's doing what the Atlanta scammers be doing, honey. He clearly had some money to fund this operation. Owning one restaurant is expensive. He had to. Listen, it's easy to get the money because from what Sonny was saying, he was trying to have her invest in some of his stuff. What the Kitchenista was saying, he was trying to have some of her invest in some of their stuff. So it's best to watch some of those other videos because they go deep into it. I'm just covering the surface level of it all, the doxing piece and everything else. They got a plethora of videos. The lawyer chick, Natalie, the lawyer chick. They got like 2, 3, 4 videos where it's just boom, 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 boom. It's a mess. Y'all hear me stammering over my words? It's a mess. I've never seen anything like this before in my life where people just, well, yes, I do, because they say the same thing about candy. So, I don't know. Moldy cakes, yup. Every time I hear that, it makes my stomach turn, shaking my head. And it makes you wonder. That's why I'm so leery of buying those cakes. If you ever see, because I watched the videos. If you ever see a storefront and they got the desserts with the actual food, I don't ever buy the cake from there. Because it should be separate, because sometimes the smells and the odors can seep into the cake and it'll give it a different taste. I learned so much, but I've never been into buying cake where the food is stored. I don't like that. Like, put it in a different refrigerator. It's one thing if I do that at my house, it's my house, but you selling it to me, I want it to be separate. Like, it's separate everywhere else. And I've always noticed that. That's why at the hood spots, I never eat the cake. Yeah, he sounds like he has some good celebrity connections. He did, because he was a social media phenom. Like, the way he cooks, like, just crumbles the food up. Like, he cooks without his gloves on. I mean, it is his house, but I don't know. Facts. Why is the food with the cakes, etc.? Like, I'm one of them. I be like, it'll look good, and then I start to question it, like, no, because the Cheesecake Factory don't do that. Morton Steakhouse don't do that. You know what I'm saying? The nice Japanese place don't do that. Like, I need it to be in separate fridges. But that's all I have. That's all I have for y'all, babes. What are your thoughts on this? What are your opinions? Have you been duped by DariusCrooks, aka DariusCrooks? Did he scam you out your money? Have you been doxxed? Comment down below and I gotta go. Bye, hoes.